Alright, man. Welcome back to the vault. You know what I'm saying? Full moon in Cancer in the star of Ashlesa, 29th degree. Right? This is the chart. This is what is this? Star Walk 2. This is the chart for this lunation. Full moon is in that last portions of Cancer. February 12th, 8:54, 8:52 a.m. Right? So moon sits in the lunar mansion of Ashlesa, and right there I have the Hydra constellation highlighted. Hydra is a serpent. Ashlesa is a serpent, right? Hydra is a serpent with many heads. Ashlesa is a Naga, one of the Nagas. You dig what I'm saying? Or all the Nagas, really. It kind of encompasses all of them, right? And the Nagas are said to have many heads. Hydra in Greek mythology has many heads. You cut one off, more grows, right? So, what can I say? Let's start with Cancer, right? Full moon in Cancer, that gives fullness of feelings. This is the instinct to initiate through devotion, care, support, you know what I'm saying, emotional fulfillment, things that make you feel comfortable, right? Even luxuries also too, because Naga's got all the precious jewels and you feel me? They ain't gonna help you with this, but they'll give you wisdom, which is like with all your getting, anything that you can get and possess rather than it be actual diamonds and gemstones, you would really want to get wisdom, right? So instinct to initiate through care, devotion, things like that. Just taking care of yourself, really. Full moon is in its own sign. It would be like more so taking care of yourself, right? Let me check my notes on my write up. Oh, salutations to Lord Ganesha, who has curved trunk and large body, and whose splendor is similar to a million suns. Oh Lord, please make my undertakings free of obstacles by extending your blessings in my work always. Right? So full moons represent fullness, fulfillment. It's the externalization of all the influences from new moon up to this moment. So moon in Cancer is in own sign. Planets in own sign are comfortable. So moon in Cancer is comfortable, luxurious, supportive in a way. It's a pleasant, comfortable, cozy kind of feeling. You dig what I'm saying? And where I'm at, we over here in the DMV, it's snowing, so everybody kind of at home right now. You dig what I'm saying? Ideally, I would hope it's comfortable. It's not cold. Hope you got some water and some food, just things that make you feel comfortable, right? So while the moon is strong in Cancer, it is said that the moon doesn't actually like being in Cancer. And I think that's related to the mythology. Chandra was cursed with consumption and he ended up wasting away. And as he wasted away, he found himself like drowning in an ocean. Moon represents the ocean, water. Cancer is the ocean. Movable water, it is the ocean. So moon is drowning in its own sorrows and emotions and the whirlpools of its mind and experiences that it's been dealing with. You dig what I'm saying? So, and then the Cancer moons that I've come across in my life really hard on themselves, and it just be like, yo, moon is a popular planet. It has no no enemies. You dig what I'm saying? They get along, good hosts and stuff like that, but hard on themselves for some of the silliest reasons. Super duper hard on themselves. You think what I'm saying? They get caught up in their own inner tension, and because the fourth house is a private house, but it's also a derivative. Fourth to the fourth house is the seventh house. You dig what I'm saying? So from your emotional world and inner world, your private world, your early development, early experiences, you dig what I'm saying, depending upon how they went, you might end up projecting the negative parts of that onto others or outward, or you might implode. Cancer's got a tendency to hold grudges, or they will take things personal, but then they might not know how to get themselves, like Chandra had to go and seek the Lord Shiva to pull him up out of everything he got himself into. and he allowed his mind and things like that, his habits, there it is, habits and instincts to get him into. And habits, we'll talk about that, right? But yeah, Cancer moons and moon in Cancer might show like if you being hard on yourself, you might be doing something that's not authentic. A planet in own sign shows authenticity. You dig what I'm saying? Moon in Cancer is uncomfortable because it's all the experiences it's been through and it's got to go through those. Cancer is movable water. Water is not really ever sitting still. And then when you got a movable sign, it's moving, shifting, initiating things. So it's just getting caught up in all of the emotions. Oh, I feel this way and now I feel that way, and I'm mad at myself because I feel this way and that way. It's like, nah, you're fine. You're a Cancer. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's strange. The sign that seems to be the one to support is the one that needs a lot of support. You dig what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. You dig what I'm saying? And yeah, so emotional moon and an emotional sign, they often might suffer from projecting on others or imploding upon themselves. And then another thing is like I work with two Pusha moons and they got this, you can feel they not sure about their sexuality. You dig what I'm saying? One was a girl, she tells me I smell good, but then says no hetero. And I'm like, yo, a scent is a scent. If a scent smells good, if a sandwich smells good, we in a sandwich shop. If a sandwich smells good, you'll say, hey man, that sandwich smells good. What you gonna say? No vegan or something? I don't know. You feel me? A spice is a spice. It's cool. What are you doing? It's not that deep. You see what I'm saying? And I told them, I told her, I was like, you know what a Freudian slip is? You dig what I'm saying? So it's like you trying to make it seem like I guess you're a lesbian or something like that, but this is a Freudian slip. So what you saying is you like me. Okay, cool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't like bullshit. So the star of the moon is Ashlesa. Ashlesa is the clinging star shown by Hydra. Hydra is the constellation that represents Ashlesa, right? Oh god, turn that down. They gonna bag me if I play that one. So Ashlesa is clinging star. Coil serpent. It shows holding on to things, not being able to let go of experiences or actual items and stuff like that, items that represent experiences. It shows grudges, resentments, being born. So it's the Nagas, and that's related to Garuda and his siblings, his step siblings. So there's like a step parent karma, some illegitimate, because it's like personal planets with Saturn bring kind of like illegitimacy and stuff. So then that whatever parent or whatever planet, sun or moon, is associated with Saturn, that parent doesn't see that person right. And then they find themselves born into an environment they submit to, they deal with, they bide their time. However, over time, it creates grudges, resentments, a certain like, what the fuck? How do I free myself from this? I want to get away from y'all. You dig what I'm saying? So that's where the transformation usually comes in, because Garuda he had to do certain things, but he ended up going to Indra, king of the senses, king of heaven. I'm not sure if it's Rig Veda or one of the Puranas that this is. It's probably Garuda Purana. So they got the Godhead and that, but Indra at a certain point back then was associated with the Godhead, right? So deeply transformative, associated with the Kundalini, the serpent at the bottom of your spine, and the Nagas, the Anantashesha is Ahirbundya is the serpent of the deep. So Ashlesa is linked with all serpents, a regular snake, not quite a salamander, but those little legless lizards, just everything, dragons, all Nagas, right? So the Kundalini. When you activating it and all of that, it kind of create, it's painful. You know, the outward experience, you might experience things in the outer senses, and it's painful. It's like, oh my gosh, can't believe I'm going through this. Then you might experience pains and fevers, or, you know, aches just inside your body. Your mind is going through things, you know what I'm saying? All of those are associated with the spiritual development. You know what I'm saying? All right. So before we get back to Ashlesa, this full moon is good for the water and earth moon signs, and it's a bit more challenging for the fire and air moon signs. The energy is dependent, maybe needy, gentle, compassionate, and sensitive. Right? So let me check my time. 10 minutes in. It's awesome. I might have to switch this. They gonna bag that. Right? So, I really hope that's not loud. I can't barely hear it, but I know it's up. So 10 minutes, 11 minutes in, we'll say. 5 questions. Top 5 questions for this full moon. 1, have I been insecure, clingy, and no fun this month? 2, have I been coming at what I want sideways instead of tackling it head on? Right? 3, have I been sulky, moody, brooding, or manipulative? They put a in the book, so I know it's, you know what I'm saying, you do be having to ask somebody twice, because it's projection. You know, you might not know you're doing these things, but if somebody call you out on it, don't take it personal. You're imploding. They really trying to tell you you're imploding, like you're destroying yourself right now. Stop it. Right? And the way of the world is to kick you when you down, so you cannot be hard on yourself. Cause they gonna put boot the ass, not belt. They gonna put boot the ass, right? So 4, have I been secretive and possibly even a tad paranoid? I'm gonna answer this for myself. That's a yes. I went to the car for some water and had a. It was weird. I went to the car for water, the other car, but then I was like, I just, you know, before I left, grabbed a knife. I ain't gonna grab the weapon. Went to my car, grabbed another weapon, and then went to go get the water. And as I'm walking out the little door, I hear all the other doors in the apartment start opening. I'm like, oh yeah. So am I paranoid, or am I playing it safe? And I got schizo kind of tendencies, dog. So it's a safety thing with me. You feel me? So that's 4. Check yourself if you've been a little paranoid, right? So 5, have I had enough family time or time with people who feel like family? Once again, I'm a little too paranoid right now. I do need more family time. I'm also trying to sober up because I have younger siblings, and I like don't want to see them doing any drugs. You dig what I'm saying? At all. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So. But I don't want to go around them even smelling like it, or, you feel me, even thinking about it. Like, oh man, you know, when I'm going to be done hanging out with y'all so that I can go, you see what I'm saying? Like, all right, I'm tired. It's a stress thing, but yeah. And I got a sibling that has Sun conjunct Saturn like myself, so I know like dealing with stress is going to be a big part. And as it stands, outside of school, I don't know what else little cuz is doing. But, you know what I'm saying, we might have to go skateboard or something like that. You dig what I'm saying? We gotta get you to do things that you'll be able to just manage your mentals and your stress. Right? So the message is to feel sure of yourself. It keep you from projections. It keep you from imploding on yourself, because I have meltdowns, you dig what I'm saying? And I isolate myself. Feel me? And I got rest cycles. It's the manifesto aura thing too. So find a balance between your need to achieve, which is represented by the sun in Capricorn, giving fullness to the moon in Cancer, which is your need for quality time at home, your need for comfort, peace of mind. You dig what I'm saying? So aspects to the moon. Moon is opposite Mercury, so it's a challenge between thoughts and feelings. Saying one thing, but I meant to say this. I just didn't have the words at the time, right? difficulty expressing emotions, and how one feels may be confusing. From Moon is square Uranus, so squares create friction and they need movement in order to stabilize themselves. Uranus is surprising, unexpected, and electrifying in its nature. It's like mood swings, jumping from here to there, being surprised by things, a little distracted, very distracted, quite possibly very, very distracted. Then you get Moon trine Venus. It's a harmonious blend of emotions and love. My bad, I ain't even moving the jump. But you get Moon trine Venus. I'm gonna go backwards this way. So Venus is with Neptune and Rahu and Pisces and Chiron, I believe. So Chiron is a wounded healer. It's about having learned something, that having gained like some really deep, incredible kind of wisdom from something that still pains you. Like you walk around with that pain in your heart. It's like, oh my God, bitch, I miss you. But I learned so much, you dig what I'm saying? I might still have that hurt and all of that, but you just kind of just move on. You can heal yourself from that. Right? And then Venus with Neptune and Rahu just kind of creates a little illusions and maybe some type of like a feeling of loss, maybe, or an obsession, like, whatever. But Venus will go retrograde at some point, and when Venus go retrograde, retrogrades is things about coming from the past. So past lovers, even friends. Venus is just people that you love and you in agreement with. So it ain't always just lovers. Venus is money too, so opportunities to make money come back around. You think what I'm saying? You might have got, matter of fact, my peoples just got good news. You dig what I'm saying? And their like the development and progress of their chart and what they doing in the future. You feel me? And what's to come for them. They just got really good news concerning that. You understand? I think that's pretty awesome. And they got Venus soul planet, so it's like, you feel me? What's next? We gotta talk about Ashlesa. So the lunar mansion is Ashlesa, represented by Hydra. That's that constellation in the sky, right? Hydra in Greek mythology, you cut the head off, more of them grow. You dig what I'm saying? Likewise, our vulnerabilities could be endless. If we being too defensive, we're gonna always come up with more heads and more egos and masks in order to cover and compensate for where we feel weak and vulnerable at. You dig what I'm saying? Ashlesa is represented by a coiled serpent. Serpents show wisdom, cunning, regeneration, transformation, the shedding of or clinging to old patterns and attachments. The Shakti for Ashlesa, it gives us the power to embrace or inflict poison and destroy the enemy, right? But poison can also heal, right? This is the birth star of K2. K2 represent poisons that destroy or heal. But this poison, like a serpent, like a hydra, like a snake, they have fangs that inflict poison, but their fangs oftentimes point backwards to themselves. You dig what I'm saying? They turn inward to themselves. So the poison is like deep attachments, resentments, things that you maybe can't get over, really just your vulnerabilities, fears, and phobias, right? And you kind of embrace them, right? So they need to be shared in order to grow out of the stresses from like early development, the early experiences, you dig what I'm saying? Just the emotional nature, how one was brought up, the boundaries that a person has had, right? Ashlesa has a great capacity to bring, or has the capacity to bring great transformation and spiritual development when the projections are turned inwards and observed. Because then you get to pinpoint what the source is and then begin to dissolve and uncoil from the attachment. What is that movie with they got a bunch of Ashlesas. They got Heath Ledger Ashlesa, Billy Bob Thornton Ashlesa, and then they have Halle Berry Ashlesa. Monsters Ball? Monster. It's a couple movies called Monster that deal with Ashlesa. And in that movie, he had resentments because of how he was brought up in the environment with his dad. You feel me? Just like Garuda was born, and he was like, "What the hell? I'm enslaved to these people." As soon as I'm born, he submitted to that. Okay, well, I accept that, but in that acceptance, it's like this ain't right, and he begins to develop a hatred. So Billy Bob in that movie, he began to develop a hatred towards his own son due to the resentment his father had towards him and the resentment his mother had towards his father. You know what I'm saying? What his father say? I did right by that woman. She didn't do right by me because she did. You feel me? A lot of people they ain't never really read the Kama Sutra. They watched a bunch of sex positions and thought that was going to save a marriage or something. But unfortunately, my nigga, shawty, when it comes to shit that happened like outside of y'all union, as a man, you kind of supposed to allow it. I know it sound crazy, but it's like if you like type of nigga I am, bro, like it don't phase me. Especially if you in seek of actual compatibility. Like, bro, my motherfucker gonna run off and do what they do. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? In my instance, bro, like, ooh, you gave them money, bro, or whatever the fuck. Like, it's other shit that maybe bother me, but that thing, you see what I'm saying? So he was sweating that, but it's like, what was everything else like prior to that? See what I'm saying? So Ashlesa could show a motherfucker clinging to and making lists of everything they don't like. And then they also forget the things they do. Because in that same movie, it's like all of them have this shame and this guilt where they know, like, I need to let that shit go, but I can't. So they go even further into their implosion and they start bringing everybody else in. It's just become like a black hole and they just bring people in. And that, with Billy Bob shot his own son, bro. Shot his son in the chest in that movie. The clip I seen, he shot his own son in the chest. They arguing. He like, man, I hate you. I wish you was never born. But his son is sitting there looking for, like, he said he was still probably in his 20s. So he in a space where it's like he's still in a submittance space. He accepted, all right, that's what it is. But even he started to turn it on himself to the point where he needs somebody to shoot him. And that's what I'm saying with Pusha, bro. Like Cancer Moons. Oh my God, work with this little nigga. I don't like him. I don't like the little nigga. But I really don't like when people are hard on themselves. And I'm like, bro, you being hard on yourself and you coming around me, you got tender ass stars. I'm going to keep it funky. I asked him his birthday. I get everybody birthdays because I'm a tad paranoid. So, like, you coming around me, I know that I'm alone. There's a switch. It's hard to turn that motherfucker on. It's hard to turn that motherfucker off. We leave it alone. Leave me the hell alone. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not judging you, but when you hard on yourself, bro, like everybody gonna come out the woodworks and just be trying to put belt to your ass. You gonna start doing stuff. You gonna drag your feet. You gonna bump into somebody just feeling some way. And in your mind, you think you're being aggressive or you're being tough, but you actually are asking for somebody to hurt you. Like you whatever if you've been through physical abuse, you're going to seek that out every time you feel any type of way. You feel negative, you want negative things to manifest, and it ain't gotta be that way. And I'm like, because I had a moment, I'm like, this little nigga hostile as shit, and I was like, bro, like, if you think we about to fight, like, I'm in the back. I'm not in the front. I'm in the back with all the knives at, all the motherfucking hot shit, right? You're not thinking this through. I'm saying in my head, I'm like, bro, I don't get into this, right? And then I hear later he say, oh yeah, I've been stabbed before. I say, oh, so that's what it is. You want to get stabbed. I'm thinking about stabbing you. This is crazy. Jesus is not with this. Jesus said you shouldn't even think those thoughts. And I'm like, that's part of the reason why the projection stuff, it worries me, because you'll be thinking thoughts that's not really yours. It's another person They see something in you and they know, oh yeah, and this is what I'm saying with that repressed shit, because it's like, bro, don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, just go away. I ain't really, I don't like guys. You feel me? Especially like little niggas and shit. It's be like, bro, get around you, be trying to get game, or really just try to get around you so that other women can see, hey man, I'm hanging out with a guy that look like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, see how strange it get? Jesus, go away, right? So the basis above is approach. Approach, just the word, means to draw closer. The highest, the most distinguished of the Naga race, they turned away from the outer worlds. They turned away from the deception that the mother was trying to put Garuda and his siblings through, the eagles and the birds, right? They was like, nah, we ain't even gonna participate in that. And they just went towards like selfless devotion. They turned towards God, right? And those are those parts. So that's where you get like the Shesha, Ananta Shesha, you feel me? Vasuki, he's on the neck or the wrist of Lord Shiva, right? So they drew close to the Lord, the saints, the sages, and the enlightened types. So approach. Fourth house Cancer is about psychology. It's about like your mind, like where your mind rooted in. So therapy, I've done therapy, but I didn't do the talk it out, tell everybody what you did therapy, and I kind of, it's why I got a thing against talking, because I ended up taking some advice and start talking about things that you get to remembering stuff that like I didn't remember certain things happen. Good. You forget it, good. You bring it back up, it's like, ooh, it stir up poison. They're gonna say it now. And stirring that up, it led me to like certain realizations, and I'm still in that process. You dig what I'm saying? With the trust issue. Well, I ain't trust issues. I don't trust now. I kind of was born that way. As long as I can remember. My peoples even told me that, right? But when I was doing therapy, right? After that meltdowns, niggas started doing therapy. But it was more like exposure therapy. So exposure therapy is like you more so might tell them what you dealing with. Hey man, and that's what you go in there. They kind of gonna read you because they went to school. They know body language. They understand lines in your face and stuff like that. They gonna read you, fill it out, and then they'll talk. But you really just saying, look, man, I'm dealing with this, and I see where this is going. That's how I talk. I was like, I just see where this is going, and I don't really like it. Something got to change. I don't care if it's how long it take. You didn't understand, but I need whatever practices I can in order to turn this from going real sour. Right? So the thing that scares you or make you anxious or make you feel vulnerable is the thing that you just constantly just approach it. We ain't asking you to tackle it. We're not asking you to whoop its ass and, subdue it or none of that. We just want you to approach it. The more and more that you approach that thing, the more and more you feel less vulnerable. And then you can shed it. It's like, ooh, that no longer binds me. I have been liberated. You dig what I'm saying? And that's kind of what it was. It was like, because it's a safety thing. It was like, it was a time, man, shut up. I ain't got to speak too much, bro. See, I'm about to talk too much. I almost went into the talk therapy. You feel me? So the basis below is dancing or trembling. So trembling on the one hand, it's like an involuntary twitch or reaction. It's brought about through fears and anxieties. So biting nails, or a person that just like rigorously shake their leg, is a type of trembling or a tremor. Dancing, on the other hand, right? I learned this. Dancing is regarded as being a very efficient form of therapy for depression and mental anxieties, even more than exercise. And I guess the prescribed antidepressants, was that SSRIs and all of that stuff, right? Dancing does way more for your mental than any of that. Dancing and probably running. Like people lift weights, but I know people that lift weights that's still going. They showing that they have issues. They still carry the aura, carry the energy of like insecure, because Moon and Cancer, the insecurities of their body type, and wanting to do this and do that. You dig what I'm saying? But might not do too much running. You understand what I'm saying? The cardio ain't there. So you too heavy to keep up with your mind. Your mind move way too fast for you to catch up to. So you just be feeling stuff, and what you gonna get in the gym, lift some weights, and you'll pull some and then be injured. You see what I'm saying? Now you can't be in the gym and you're gonna be sulking, because muscles need you to constantly be fucking pumping them, using all the energy, and that's what consumption is. Did you know? You should pray. But look, dancing is done from the hips and the waist, in that area, the root and the sacral area is where much of the dancing is done. And much of our trauma is stored in those same areas of the root and the sacral. You dig what I'm saying? So it kind of helps to shake it off. Shiva is the transformer. He's associated with this star, and he is seen dancing when things are being destroyed. So yes, things might seem like, oh man, this going on and this going on. I got things falling apart. On my soul, I had shit falling apart. Niggas sleeping in cold ass weather, nigga, with a window busted and fucking. You dig what I'm saying? But every time I was like, I go to work or some shit like that, they let me play my music in my headphones or on the speaker, and I'm dancing. I'm not even sweating it. I start dancing. I'm smiling. You feel me? We gonna destroy the negative feelings. Yeah, things might seem like they falling apart. It'll come back together, my nigga. You dig what I'm saying? So the desire for the star is the desire to overcome enemies, right? So tad paranoid. Cause hey, look, I was leaving out that show. I was like, man, I don't want to harm nobody, but I'm gonna have to overcome enemies. You see what I'm saying? Let me grab this knife. Okay, it was cool walk here. All right, let me go grab this too out the car. All right, cool. Now let me go grab this one thing. You know what I'm saying? Let me grab the water. But the desire to overcome enemies. This could be physical enemies, but Ashlesa is like with secret enemies. So these people be right up under your nose. Anybody that come around you and don't just be having something positive. If they got drama, even a motherfucker with the conspiracies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Get away from them. That's an enemy. But the enemies in Vedic scripture is regarded as Kshatripus. They are 6 in numbers, so it's like 6 enemies, right? They are enemies of the mind, Moon and Cancer. 6 Kshatripus. 3 of them, Krishna says, are clear doorways into the hell of self-destruction. You'll lose yourself if you follow anger. Mars falls in this star in the 28th degree. If you follow lust, that's Venus. Venus is in an enemy sign. It's not comfortable in Cancer, right? And if you follow greed, Saturn is 7th from Capricorn, where he's home at. So therefore, he kind of dies a little bit in this sign. So greed, anger, and lust, all enemies of the mind, enemies of your experience, enemies of your comfort. You dig what I'm saying? You're being too greedy, trying to get this thing, everything else gets to wasting away. You being too angry, like I was saying, little cuz being angry, but you can't even fight. You dig what I'm saying? You'll lose your life. You're gonna destroy yourself. You're gonna end up maybe, man, in some instances, you can end up in a place you don't want to be, surrounded by a whole bunch of just people, a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying, other angry people. What then? See what I'm saying? And then, lust, you just destroy your health. I ain't gonna cap. Lust to destroy your health. That'll really get you. Right? It's part of my write-up. I ain't put it on there, though. So this is a story from Shermat Bakbat, right? it was talking about one of the serpents, right? Kalia, a naga named Kalia. Uh, but Krishna, he ended up fighting Kalia, the naga Kalia. He was jumping on his head, and they was trying to spit poison on him and bite him, and then they held him in a strong embrace. So the naga, the serpent Kalia, when Krishna was going to evict him from the waters of his forest in Vrindavana, right? Yeah, he jumped in the water. Kalia held him in an unbreakably strong embrace with his coils for a terribly long time. So while it might seem like, oh, the serpent being defensive and oh my gosh, I gotta get you up out of here. Don't evict me. He actually embracing the Lord. He probably happy as hell to see him. Like, oh, if I could hold the Lord and not disintegrate, you feel me, and not merge with the Lord, I try like would as long as I possibly could. You know what I'm saying? But it say Krishna broke free and he began to dance upon Kalia's hundreds of hoods. Each attempted to bite and spit fiery poison upon him. With each artful step of the dance, Krishna kicked upon each hood, his feet illuminated by the jewels there like an artist illuminated on stage by footlights. One by one, the heads of Kalia were broken and defeated by Krishna. Now remember, you see Hydra is right there. Hydra in Greek mythology, Hercules fight Hydra, he cut the heads off, more of them grow. So it's like, you be vulnerable and you put up masks and you put up defense mechanisms in order to cover these weaknesses and this vulnerability that you feel. You dig what I'm saying? But God kind of that's the whole point of this. There it is, man. Ideally, the holy man, the holy woman, you feel me? They really only want, they in search of things because they want God to purify them of their counterfeit personality. Like, we all know we be doing some shit that was like, what? Why did I do that? What was I possessed by? Like, you feel me? And then when we look inward, if we turn inward, oh, it was because I ain't felt safe when I was a kid. Oh, it's because I was lonely, you dig what I'm saying, growing up. Oh, it's because when, I wanted to do some da-da-da-da-da. You feel me? Just whatever. But you gotta break all them false masks and counterfeit personas and illusions that we have. So that way, you feel me, we can realize just be in the embrace of the Lord. So I'm gonna keep going, but because it points to something else. So, however, the Naga maidens beseeched Krishna sweetly, and he spared Kalia and allowed him to return to Nagaloka with the promise that he need no longer fear Krishna's servant Garuda. By Krishna's compassion, Kalia became an enlightened serpent, similar to Shesha. You know what I'm saying? So his statements to Krishna after becoming enlightened from Srimad Bhagavatam. This excerpt from 27 Stars, 27 Gods, Victor Carr. Kalia tells Krishna, I am sorry for fighting with you, but I am a serpent. So it is my nature to become aggressive when challenged. It is so difficult for a person not to be a creature of habit. Please forgive me. You create the forces that create our habitual nature. And that is why no one can overcome habit by their willpower alone. You are the wise being who frees everyone from bondage to their habitual conditioning. So whether you punish me or show me mercy, either is for my benefit. That nigga said that. I was like, bro, I'm saying, you spoke to me. I was just talking with the three man, and we was like, talking about karma and shit. And it's like, niggas kind of had setbacks. We both was kind of, man, I think I've been fucked up probably 2 or 3 times these last couple, like these 2 years since Saturn been in Aquarius, bro. I've been fucked up a couple times, like totally assed out. But I was like, it's probably because of my habits. You feel me? It's probably because, like, whatever condition. And I know that's what Saturn return is. It's like you get a window where you're going to be able, your prefrontal cortex is really, really going to fully develop. You're gonna be seeing your life for the past 29 and a half years or more, or less. And you're gonna be looking like, man, I only did that because it's this advice. And then you're gonna be like, well, all the experiences that I had with this person, like they have their own conditioning. Why did I listen to that? How did I even consider it? But whatever you go through, man, like the bad, the good, just accept that shit. It's for your benefit. It's for the development of your soul. It's just like to awaken the kundalini and all of that in you. You feel me? Like, who'd have thought? Like, we real had that. It's a full moon. Me and 3 Man, I hit the nigga. I'm like, the nigga hit me. I don't know who was first. I think I might have sent a mix, but nigga was like, bro, this shit kind of. Nigga gave me some good news. I'm like, bro, whoa, on a full moon. And it's in the nigga star of achievement too. Achievement, wish fulfillment. So that's how like amazing. But it was like the whole time we was going through shit, cuz was kind of, I guess, I can't even tell nigga bony as shit now. But it was like we both was fucked up, and niggas was fucking with disco. We was trying to make disco kind of music to grip slide to, and we took our ass to the gym and did cardio and calisthenics. You feel me? We couldn't do it on me. Can't change it by willpower alone, but we could show God like, hey, look, man. You feel me? Believe it or not, man. Cause the whole time, like, somebody told me, it was like, man, you be out there, such and such, you gonna want to commit a crime. I'm like, man, that's for a motherfucker that's for somebody else. I don't even know what to tell you. What you telling me? I don't even like advice. I'm not really open to advice. I'm listening because our relation, but that ain't for me. I ain't gonna cap. I know I got myself into this. I don't blame nobody, dog. I don't blame nobody for nothing, cause you be wallowing in it, still waiting in quicksand with a hand out, waiting for somebody to come get you and shit like that. But it's some firm ground, like just to the left a little bit, to the right a little bit. Get a grip on that. You might be able to slowly get yourself up out that shit. But if you blaming somebody, you can't. It's not their fault. You hear? It's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? But nah. So the tarot card 234 cardinal, movable, and the suits. So 4 is the last deacon of Cancer. 4 cups. Upright is regret. It's kind of like it's supposed to be like shady. Like being sated. It's like, all right, I had my fill. I don't really want no more. I kind of got to think, because is this really what I want? Did I miss out on something? You think what I'm saying? Daydreaming. Being distracted. It could be meditation, right? Apathy, regret, refusing offers. In the Thoth deck, it's luxury. It's called luxury. You feel me? The luxury of having something. But if you got luxury and all of that, you might not interact with it, or you know what I'm saying? You might not seize the opportunity. And that's the reverse. Seizing opportunities, letting go of regret, into stagnation, motivation, enthusiasm, interest, focus, awareness, gratitude, zest for life, and then Sabian symbol. They went on longer than they needed to. I apologize for that. Last 30 seconds. I went with the 29th degree. The Sabian symbols, whatever. So a tradition. Conservative elements in society have the function of holding on to what is excellent and special from the past. A respect for tradition. One of the polarities arising in our life of choices is whether to be more revolutionary or more conservative. One leads to seek change, the other often tends to glorify the past. To be rebellious is more youthful, discontented, and restless, and when this energy has been fully expressed, the tendency with age is to choose to consolidate and maintain the status quo. You know what I'm saying? So, having respect for tradition, the things that have came, respectful, I don't know. Man, I don't get down. Let me see. What's the other one say? Muse weighing twins. Weighing alternatives. It's kind of similar to the next one. Balancing our personal experiences against accepted knowledge. Okay, this kind of make more sense. Must learn to find balance between rational Mercury and non-rational wisdom Moon, because rational wisdom Mercury is a student of Jupiter. Moon is also a student of Jupiter. So, and they are opposite right now. So we are to optimize our opportunities, balancing personal experiences against accepting knowledge. Personal experiences, Moon in Cancer, against accepting knowledge, which is like that kind of like supposed to be common sense wisdom that they put out there. Like, hey man, you just got to do this, and your personal experience don't match up. So aura types. I got manifested aura type. If I'm not initiating or starting stuff, ain't nothing working. I can't really wait around for others. But then I'm born in February. Aquarius shows a person that really enjoys doing things alone. Might not even be able to do things with others. They can get others involved, sure, but it's a lot of kind of behind the scenes work, because 11th house is 12th to the 12th, so it's a lot of behind the scenes work with Aquarius. A lot of things you don't see going on. And using an Ashlesa native as an example, a projector aura type, they wait for an invitation, but they don't wait like in hiding. They wait like, what did we do? We got like, I don't know, because that was a phase where I was just kind of experiment. It's that one profile where I had to kind of like try things out, right? Get my feet wet real quick. We went outside, couple spots, and every time I pulled the chair out for her to sit down in that jump, bro, motherfucker would kind of run over there. Even if she ain't make a seal with the first person, they still would run over there like, hey, what you got? And projectors have to wait for an invitation, so she really could just sit there, be pretty, and then okay, motherfucker run up. Oh my gosh, what you selling? What is this? This is like cuz was excited. We was out fucking with 3-man, and I think I stopped somewhere before we went back. From fucking with that nigga, I stopped at some type of plaza, pulled the seat out, opened the trunk, and motherfucker ran over there. I was like, and that was the first time I was like, whoa, this is before I even got into the human design. But once I did, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Bust my head open. This is crazy. We got to balance our personal experience against the accepted knowledge. Accepted knowledge gonna tell you get on social media and promo. But if you ain't touching the people, if the people can't see you, it's probably not real. It's quite likely that person is getting paid from a whole, like, could be CIA or some shit. Ashlesa is CIA secret intelligence, all secret intelligence organizations. So oftentimes when you see people like only doing it off of certain things, bro, and they ain't got like, they not really around people and touching people outside of like some old scripted kind of like stuff, it's probably cap. It's probably total cap. You dig what I'm saying? And because of propaganda, Ashlesa and CIA and all of that. They want everybody to be on that so that you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Everybody gonna be on that, but your personal experience against accepting knowledge, the advertisement, propaganda, they bombard us with that through media. It will become accepted knowledge. That's what a meme is now. But your personal experience will always tell the truth. Your strategy and your authority, your soul, your mind, always kind of going. They try and guide you. You feel me? Your mind is receiver. Your thoughts ain't always your own. If any of them are your own, your mind just going through the motions, super fast, picking up on this, picking up on that, giving it back to you. You know. Each moment remains uncommitted until a decision cuts away options, and when definitely analyzed, we come to see the polarity of this or that in everything. We live a life of choice between pairs and opposites, and whether and when we choose with mind, heart, body, or soul, what I say is what we determines who we become. You feel me? You are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are what you choose to think and what you choose to feel. If you choose to feel negative about something, it's not that the situation negative. It's for your benefit, like Kalia said. It was for your benefit. It's just you ended up you made a choice and you clung to that. Like the clinging style, you clung to that and you got attached to that. We can't get attached. All I can say, oh yeah, I smoke weed for my stress. That's cute. That's cute. But you choose every time. You're right with that. Charles Carroll was like, you write yourself a prescription. If you're drinking, you're writing a prescription for yourself. Like you real life made the decision and committed to doing that. Like ain't nobody, oh, I wrote a prescription for some weed and I just take it once. No, you take it and then you gotta go back and get your prescription refilled. Really consider that. You dig what I'm saying? It's more than it's an addiction, it's a commitment. Like you got things going on. We all do. You gotta weigh the alternatives. Is it that you need weed to decompress? Or do you actually need to go like outside and go for a run and go for a walk and be more busy? You feel me? That was it. Cause this joint, yeah, lengthy.